Alright, 22 blocks of borons. Ferroboron is making. Lithium, we have tons of it. Alright, so we're good for that for a while on spec. Spec is smelting. Ah. Ingots are forming. Excellent. Really, girl? Do you have to every time? Cat will not drink from the water bowl if it hasn't been freshly poured in the last minute.
You know it.
Even after you've cleaned it.
That sounds like a cat to me.
Also, cat will drink from the grimy, muddy scum puddle that just rained water outside.
I'm used to indoor cats. That one's entirely you.
Well, mine's actually an in-out cat, but she wants to be out.
In-N-Out cat.
She's too old, and this is not the place for it.
In-N-Out cat's my favorite fast food chain.
You know, they don't really have In-N-Out burgers like outside of California.
That was a joke.
I'm aware of that, but I'm changing it to make it more conversation-y.
But cat.
Cool. Because I looked this up, right? Because I was watching this anime where they had an NZ out burger. Because, you know, copyright or whatever. And I was like, all right, well, that's neat. It's set in America, so obviously, hey, take a look at that. And then I looked up this burger joint, which I had probably heard of, but didn't even begin to recall from before then. And I'm just like, I mean, it's oddly only in California. There's like maybe 1 or 2 locations outside of the state, but once you look at the state, there's like 1,000 of them. It was neat. It was neat knowledge I learned.
It makes sense.
Ah, a water cooler. It's just a water bucket and an empty thing, and it's a cooler. Okay.
Tweet. Oh, are you guys ready to die? Yeah, you are. Come on.
Gonna get ready to die.
Oh, I only need emeralds. I don't need emerald blocks. Okay.
Where'd that fucking
That changes things.
Oh, there it is. You're gonna fall into the void and die, bird.
Making 62 emerald blocks, and I didn't need any of them. I'm
removing the land that you could possibly land on, bird.
118. I have 94 out of 118, so I just need more emeralds.
I like how every time I mine any, like I do a vein mine, the bird, like, sort of stops as if it's recalculating where it's gonna land.
That's funny.
But now it's below all of the blocks. It is gone. I killed a bird.
Ah, yes. Now I'm going to use all those water empty buckets that we got.
All 70 of them.
I only need 5.
Use 70.
Alright. We're getting closer to making this reactor. There's so much stuff I have to make to get to it.
Yeah. Trust me. I was there.
Not as much as the fusion reactor, that's for sure.
Oh, is it easier? Oh man, you're in for a treat then, because holy shit. The squirrel's going bye-bye.
Wow.
Bye, squirrel, you're dead. You and your friends are dead.
Wait, it's cooler. That's another 34. I'm at 89. Oh!
89 and 105.
I'm at 89. Okay, we're good. We have enough Lapis coolers. Yay. Now I just need the emerald coolers. I need 118. I got 94. I'm close.
Are you close?
I got 98. I only need 20 more. So I need 60 more emeralds. And we got this. Wait, can I trade for emeralds?
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Well, just... Okay, let me go and find Mr. Trader Boy. I need to know how much I can get for emeralds. I might be able to just trade away all our infinite stacks of
things.
No, apparently not. No, we don't get emeralds by trading stuff. There's bees.
Ooh, is there agriculture?
It's
Ooh.
rustic.
Ah.
Rustic bees. Yeah. You know, rustic bees. They're better than regular bees.
Well, yeah, they're older.
Okay, right. Those things
More
cost an emerald,
outdoorsy.
but I can't trade for an emerald.
Oh, I keep forgetting bees are actually a thing in Minecraft. Wait.
Yes.
Right, those were added.
Now, they were added after version 12 that we're on, or whatever.
Emerald ore.
There we go.
Statue loot. There's villager statues.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are. Statues are supposedly useful, but I haven't figured out how to use them yet.
Useful, except for the part where I can't use them.
Yes, exactly. You understand.
Ow! Ah! Oh, it's a skeleton. See, here I thought it was a fucking arrow that was on a block, that when I mined that block out, the arrow hit me. Which would have been great.
Okay, now it's time to do something about all the emerald resin and make emeralds out of it. Oh, you drained everything out of the smeltery. Excellent.
Not everything, but I tried, you know.
Well, it's time for me to abuse that.
Only put in one thing at a time. It makes things easier. And while you're abusing that, I'm abusing water physics in Minecraft.
I'm gonna throw the make a ton of molten emerald, and then throw it in the ingot former.
Remember, some stuff doesn't fucking smelt.
No, but it goes into the ingot former. I'm just piping it into the liquid hot resin into the ingot former. Since we have 4,000 emerald resin, we can't do anything with it otherwise. Also, emerald resin takes forever to melt.
I would imagine so. It's emeralds. It's a gem.
I'm still sad I can't become a horse.
Why do you want to be a horse, Eki?
Because there was an apple that could make you a horse.
That doesn't answer why you want to become one.
What was the name of that glass I was making?
Horse class.
Right, dirty glass.
Oh, almost got all the resin in. Oh yes. Are you
Yeah,
using...
I'm 100% abusing the fucking fluid physics in Minecraft right now.
What you making?
Oh, essentially, because I'm still mining out the island, there was one block of water that was on the top, and as I mined out more things, the water spread. So you know Minecraft water physics, it doesn't fucking unspread. It doesn't, remap its fucking thing so that it becomes more intelligent as it goes. No, it just continues to go downward. So I just have a fucking super waterfall that has no bearing on reality.
Soul sand. I need a lot of soul sand. Let me get a lot of soul sand. There's a lot of soul sand. Hello, a lot of soul sand.
You can make a lot of soul sand.
That's
There we
okay. I already
go.
got a lot of soul sand.
That works out really good. I just leave the ingot former on, and that will just pipe all of that molten emerald in, make emeralds, and then it stops on the seared stone, doesn't it? That's brilliant. We just leave some seared stone into the system, and don't take it out of the Ultra Forge.
Oh, I mean, I just did that because I was sick of it. It was fucking annoying. At one point we had like 70 blocks of seared stone. And I didn't take out a single one of them.
Excellent. I have obtained the sand. Of
Sand?
soul.
It's coarse and it's
Seal
rough
sand.
and it gets everywhere.
Yeah.
I still need to figure out that immortal light block I can use.
Obligatory Star Wars reference.
Mm-hmm. Wow, we're almost full on molten sugar.
You know, it's hilarious. The first time I ever encountered the sand quote, in a way that I gave a shit about remembering, was this stupid Minecraft series. It was like the Noob Adventures or something. At one point, like these three guys that each have a different shade of Steve's skin. This one dude is like forced by this really fucking weird king character who you know stole the server, made everyone leave, and fucking imprisoned people and shit. It was a whole story. He was forced to use. He was forced to make pixel art, and then he made the sand reference. Why he doesn't use sand? And I'm just like, oh, that's funny. I had no idea it was from Star Wars because growing up I hated Star Wars.
Yeah, it's the prequels. You're okay to hate it.
No, I'm not. I'm not allowed to hate Star Wars. It's against the law.
It is. He's right.
The original trilogy is the trilogy.
Yeah, you know what? I talk a big game about Back to the Future. Nobody gives a fuck about that either. You know how
Right,
many
Back to the
times I've been
Future-
told Back to the Future nobody cares about it? Too many times
It's
to
funny
count.
because everyone remembers Back to the Future. It's quite it's like legendary classic right there.
Yeah, but like it's my favorite movie, and like everyone's just like, it doesn't matter. And this is people like who I talk to in real life, not online. There's like it's not as influential as you think it is, or whatever.
Well,
Hello?
I'll tell you how influential it is. If you ever own a DeLorean, everyone has to quote the movie. It's contractually obligated. If you drive a DeLorean, you have to deal with the quote.
Nobody drives DeLoreans. They're a terrible car.
They're not that bad once you get the Stage 2 upgrade. I mean, granted, in stock form, they are kind of, well, not that great, but...
They're a notoriously bad car. That Back to the Future, the only reason it is in memory of anyone at all is because of the movies.
Well, yes. That's kind of the thing about the DeLorean. But no, there is a Stage 2 upgrade where you get a bunch of upgrades to the suspension and the engine. It makes the car like a whole much more sporty, you know, instead of a measly 130 horsepower in a car that weighs a lot more than it should. You get 200 and some horsepower, and it actually moves pretty decently. It's got quite a bit of torque.
The DeLorean DMC-12, the only make and model I know anything about for any car.
Yeah.
Other than Honda Civic, but that's only because I want one.
Honda Civic. Honda Civic is actually a really good car. I stand by that. I had a 5th generation, and it was awesome. Especially because independent suspension.
No, but I'm talking like the fucking Honda Civic from 1992.
That's what I'm referring to. The 92 to 95 is a 5th generation Honda Civic.
This should tell you how much I know about cars.
Yeah, well, it's a good one. Because it's the last of the old Civics. Second to last of the old Civics. Still had double wishbone suspension. Didn't have any extra stuff to it, but it also was fully featured, and it looks really nice.
It is the Hollywood quote-unquote budget bad car.
Yeah, because it's so common. It's like the Toyota Corolla, but less common.
But, you know, it's the Toyota Corolla of not 2006.
Yeah. That said, though, the Toyota Corolla is still a better car in terms of reliability. But
It's
Civic
Toyota.
handles way better than the
It's
Corolla.
Toyota. Of course it's more fucking good.
2006, A Space
Yeah.
Alien.
The Civic, though, has better handling, acceleration, and fuel economy than the Corolla did.
Look,
But
all
Corolla
I
has-
know is fucking media of cars. You know, want to know why I want to own a 1992 Honda Civic? Is because it was the fucking car I could drift in fucking Vice City.
The car you could drift in.
Yeah, none of the fast cars had good handling. It was weird.
Well, it's funny because when you say drift and you say Honda Civic, those two things are mutually exclusive because it's a front-wheel drive car.
Not in GTA Vice City.
Only because GTA Vice City has like no bearing in real life.
The 1992 Honda Civic, or at least the car that's very similar to it. I don't know if it's accurate. But it is the car that has better handling than the super the Linguagini or whatever.
Yeah, well, I can believe the handling part because the Civic is really lightweight. Like the 92 Civic weighs 2,300 pounds, and you're probably thinking, well, what does that mean in numbers? Well, here's what it means: it's 1/3 lighter weight than most cars on the road today, and that 1/3 less weight means physics doesn't hate you as much, and you can make the car dance a lot easier.
Either way, it was the car that I frequently did cop chases in because it was better at turning, and it did like the I do this with shopping carts all the time in the grocery store. You do the thing where you like drag the back wheels. It's kind of like drifting, but not actually.
You mean holding the handbrake?
Well, it's a video game, so no. But
yeah, well, like I said, you pull the parking brake to drift in a front-wheel drive car, quote unquote. Dragging your butt, yeah, that kind of works, but it does leave nasty flat spots on the rear wheels.
Yeah, because that matters. I'd play video games, Lester.
Yeah.
I don't care about reality. Specifically for cars.
Well, when you have to drive, it does matter. But anyway, now my current car is a Subaru, and that makes a huge difference. I finally have a car that's not front-wheel drive for once, and the handling improvement that the car has, despite being heavier, is phenomenal. I have no understeer anymore.
Sure.
I can turn in, I can give it gas, and the car will stay with that rotation. Yeah, you can kick the back end out on a four-wheel drive car, but it doesn't typically do that. Four-wheel drive cars are kind of weird. They don't understeer, but they don't oversteer typically. So they kind of just do more of what you ask them to do, and it's kind of like, how does physics? What is this sorcery? The car just does things that are impossible. But, of course, there's still limits to even a four-wheel drive car. It's just that when you hit those limits, you're really screwed.
You know far more about cars than you should.
Well, I mean, when your daily job requires driving 150 miles a day, you kind of learn your cars.
Yeah, my mom did deliveries. That doesn't mean she knows the fucking engine models of the goddamn F1 shit.
Well, you know, knowing your car is kind of important for maintenance.
Yeah, know your car. Don't know all cars like you do, Mr. Not a Normal Human Being.
It's coming from a literal cyborg.
That's a video game, Blaster.
Nobody is. What is normal? Normal is subjective.
Normal is average, is how I use the term.
Average. Well, the average person ends up paying way too much when they get their car fixed.
The average person saves 15%
28 blocks
more
of
on
top.
car
There we
insurance
go.
with
Let's drain that.
Yeah, I'm draining my weird water physics.
And I still have tons of boron and lithium to go through.
You're very boronic.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we made that exact joke like less than an hour ago.
Oh, it was within 20 minutes. Alright, so, Blaster, Mr. fucking knows all the cars and does all the street racing. Tell me, hypothetically, this were a movie or a TV show or a comic or whatever, where, a main thing about, a main, like, subplot or actually even full plot is about, you know, doing street racing. What would be your gimmick?
The gimmick?
Yeah, what's your gimmick?
I'd be that guy.
How do you stand out as a character?
Because I'd be the person that would insist on driving a four-wheel drive car.
That sounds, as far as I know, like it would be most of the characters.
No.
Oh, that might even be the main characters.
Watch Initial D.
I'm not gonna watch Initial D.
There was like
mostly because it's old
5
and I can't.
episodes involving.
I'm incapable of handling old things.
involving the people that well, they're remaking the series in HD and stuff. And there's
That's
also
nice.
a movie that sort of abridges 2 entire seasons, so you could just watch the movie. Even though it's Chinese characters, they did a pretty good job. So.